So we are back and the pairings have been shown on the screen for game 3. The people are getting ready to place up on the tables, and as they do that we might go over to our new slideshow of pictures we've taken. So I'll see you again in a couple of minutes. And I am finally back with some hopefully good news. I've been trying to catch up with everything that is going on games wise, and we have some shocking news and some less shocking news, but overall the tournament is flowing on well and the schedule looks to hold out the entire way through. But we have two very interesting tables ahead of us, table 1 and 2. And we will take a look at them soon. They just started rolling their magics. But I think we'll go to the players to see who plays what and so on. And we have, hopefully my sound is still here, I'm gonna lower down another. So we have 3 unique armies, that's alone, that's Skaven, Tomb Kings and Empire. Then we have duplicates of Vampire Counts, Wood Elves, Dwarves, triplets of Ogres, High Elves and Dark Elves and Lizard Men, and Warriors of Chaos, and 4 Demons of Chaos. But the most exciting thing probably that we can get back to later, I don't know, we're just 2 minutes into the stream, but we have the standings from game 2. See if this works out. There we have it. So in the top we have Christo with Ogre Kingdoms at 34 gaming points. He played, let me just look at the cheat sheet to see, he has played 20-0 in the first turn and 14-7 in the second. Wait, sorry, I have it. Yeah. Then we have the surprising thing. We have Magnus Malmqvist with High Elves coming in at number 2. But if you see on the right hand side, the number in victory points on the right hand side, that's adjusted by the comp score. So he is actually, if we were to break it right now, he would win the whole thing because he has a +10 comp. But the blue and white marked numbers are the tournament points, so to speak, right now. So we have, and on third place we have the hardest comp list at the same amount of points, but he is -10. So there's a 20 comp score difference between the 2 High Elves teams in the lead at place 3 and 2. Going down we have our first Miscast table. He's just outside of the placement bracket. Jonas Jonsson playing Demons of Chaos. He has played 1-20-0 that you saw earlier in the morning and 1-11-9. And at the far bottom we have, sadly, the Tomb Kings. But yeah, Demons not looking too hot. 3 of them are in the bottom bracket and 1 is in the top bracket. But the Dark Elves are going really good overall. And Dwarves back to back, nothing but victories. So hopefully we got some good games ahead of us. Now let's see if we have the correct setup for our tables. I would say the camera is a bit adjusted. Oh, sorry. So we have I'll check it out what the armies and the players are. We have on table 1 on the left hand side André Israelsson with Lizardmen playing against Andreas Palin with what is he playing? He's playing the Empire. So we have Empire versus Lizardmen on table 1. And on table 2 we should have Roland somewhere. Roland Ebert and Joakim Rasmusson. Demons of Chaos versus... what should it be? The Wood Elves. Yeah. So you have Empire versus Lizardmen on table 1 and Demons versus Wood Elves on table 2. And they're around 20 points each. Both Wood Elves and Demons, and Lizardmen and Empire, they're all on 21 or 22 tournament points so far. But adjusted for the comp, the Wood Elves are actually in the lead, tightly followed by Lizardmen. The Tomb Kings are difficult to play in 8th. There's probably the same problem with Beastmen. If you really want to win in 8th, there's basically one setup to play. But I know on forehand that André is playing a Teto, Echo and Slan Lizardman list. The Empire has at least one steam tank. I think that's it. And the Wood Elves have a lot of dancers, I think they're called. But the player on the left, the Demon player, he is a fantastically fun dude to play against, Roland. He has an amazing army that is so weird and quirky, it's just plain fun no matter the outcome of the game. Yeah, we always used to give Beastmen and Tomb Kings a boost in points in tournaments. Yeah, the comp system here works out so that they get free marks, and their Beastmen ambushers works as in the Glotkin book. It's a bit improved, but it makes a huge difference, and they're kinder comp. They don't get so many minuses. I think the last time I was here I played Beastman. No, the second to last time I was here I was playing Beastman. I placed in 9th. I came in 9th place or something, so not too shabby considering Mons slain them outright with a 0 to 20 in the middle of the day. But otherwise they're quite strong when you have a comp system in place. So while they are playing, we can take a look at the other tables around us. If I go into full screen and scene. On the table closest to us to the left, we have David Lundsjö and Fredrik Johansson playing Vampire Counts versus Tomb Kings. On the right hand side with the large trees, there we have Jenny and see who she faces off against, Andreas Landin. And that should be Dark Elves versus can it be Dark Elves mirror match? I think it looks like a Hydra on the right hand side. On the table furthest away are Skaven. I recognize the player. I have to check him out. So it's CV, it should be Kristoffer Wikström versus Martin Löfgren. So it's Skaven versus Wood Elves. I'm gonna go see if I can fix the right hand cam. It feels like it's cropping off a bit of the table. It might have been notched. It's a really wonky setup we have here with cables everywhere. Be back in a jiffy. That's probably as good as it's gonna get right now. The Lizardman player plays another unit of skinks, and the scenario they're playing for right now is the, see if I can get it home. It's hold the ground, where you gain points for holding strategically placed objectives. We'll see if I can get a screenshot of it up into the stream. Trying to work at the same time as I'm managing the stream. It's not the easiest part. I'm not that used to it, but it might work sooner or later. But then I have to go into another scene, which should be the standings, where I can import an image. Or I can do it right here. There we have it. See if it destroys anything right now, but so the scenario is as you can see, it's 5 objective points, and he who controls the most objectives at the end of the game gains an additional 500 victory points, and you have to have fortitude point to control them. So this could be a strategically important game to remain points and not conserve something that are able to hold an objective. Any chance of some cool army picks close up? Yeah, we're working on it, and our best bet is to get by lunch tomorrow. There is a armies on parade where they are set up neatly and so on, where we can take some good pictures and some video material to edit. But it's a really high standard of painting at this tournament. Yeah, the terrain is super nice. It's a guy called Eric who has made and flocked it all and painted it up. It's fantastic, and he has a keen eye to place and arrange terrain as well. So it's every table feels very different. Not quite sure what's going on, but Kivati Dinekes, he has sponsored this tournament, and he has a company called, I have it on the slideshow, I'll just pop over and look. North Concept Miniatures. he's also playing here today, but he's not at that table that I can see from my spot. But they looks like they're ready to play. They're going through the special rules and agreeing on the presets of the game. So it looks like Empire's starting off by generating steam points. So he has turn 1. Managed the steam point roll. No charges declared. I'm off for a Mother's Day dinner at the restaurant. Is it bad that I'd rather stay and watch this? Yeah, for us it's good, but send all the best to your mom. Thanks for watching. We're here at least 3 more hours, and then we'll break the stream, so take care. So the last Wood Elves drop on the table 2, and now movement phase, remaining moves is going on for the Empire. You can see if we manage to have some Empire list here to see what's going on. Andreas Palin is playing a battle wizard and a general of the Empire, and another battle wizard, so he has one level 4, one level 2. Then he has a captain of the Empire. Let's see. And a warrior priest, a unit of halberdiers and handgunners, swordsmen and halberdiers, and 6 demigryph knights, and a great cannon and a hellblaster volley gun and a steam tank. So it's a shooting heavy list. Let's see how the lizardmen can handle that, because they need to get up front and personal. They have a strong magic phase with the Comet of Cassandora and the reroll because of Teto Echo, and he can do Vanguard moves, but it's not looking like he's eager to do it. Andres Lizardman on table 1 contains of Slan, Teto Echo, Saurus Scar Veteran, a unit of 36 Saurus Warriors, 20 Skinks, a Bastiladon, a unit of 28 Temple Guards, I'm guessing they're with the Slan, 3 Salamander Hunting Packs, and a Trogladon. So I'm not sure I would want to face that list with a static list, because the Comet of Cassandora reroll is so strong. On table 2, the Demons of Chaos. Let's see, they have a Calros Fate Weaver. That's a real expensive unit, real expensive model. The Blue Scribes on a Disc of Singe, 15 Bloodletters, 28 Plague Bearers, 4 Blood Crushers, another 3 Blood Crushers, 2 units of 5 Chaos Furies, 5 Seekers of Slanesh, 2 units of 3 Plague Drones, and a Skull Cannon of Khorne. See. Let's see if I can find Joachim's list. It should be here. Yeah. So the Wood Elves, 2,500 points, have a Glade Lord, a Spell Weaver, a Wizard level 4. He has a Glade Captain and a Shadow Dancer as heroes. And for his core he has 30 Eternal Guard and 16 Glade Guard with Hagbane tips. For special he has 24 War Dancers, that's the large block, barely visible by the tower. Wildwood Rangers, 32 of them, that's a large archer block. 1 Great Eagle, 10 Way Watchers, sorry. He also has magic units, magic items that I don't want to spoil in case the opponent hears me. But it's a tough list, but the Wood Elves are, once they're up front and personal, they're not that strong. But they can tick off a few wounds before that happens. Yeah, the Demons list. The Rangers aren't archers, but 200 infantry. Yeah, okay, sorry. I play like 3 armies, so I'm not super widely read into the game, or the separate armies rather. I know a bit of how they play, and as I said, the player on the left, he had it's a strong Demons list, but it's so fun. I know last year I met him and he had the Keeper of Secrets as well, and he messed up my movement, messed up my initiative, everything was messed up. It was just a cluster, but lovely game. So we are already into the Demons. It's always a fantastic game. At least Slanesh. Khorne is more like fury, anger, straight on, but Slanesh is messing things up. So now we go into Lizardman turn 1. He's moving up the double units of Skinks, thinking about what to do. On the right hand side, the disc seems to be moving or casting magic. Some weird defensive moving from the Lizardman. I don't really know the plan. He wants to stay out of the arc of the cannon, probably. But it looks like their home field, at least, with the Aztecian ruins and so on. And the Wood Elves are kind of in their home field. The Temple Guard moved sideways. And Slan moved sideways as well. No, Tetueco. That's Tetueco in the rear. I can move the camera so you're able to see. Now there's a tree in the way, of course, but we have the blue stuff or the regular warriors, Sauros warriors, and then we have the purple Temple Guard with Slan, and behind them are a unit of skinks with the Teto Echo. So they have could have a really strong magic face. Oh, he managed to channel 2 dice. Looks like he's playing ten dice versus 6. So let's see what the Lizardman is gonna do. He's throwing 5 dice at the small Comet of Cassandora. Just barely went off. So he has 5 dice remaining. The opponent is trying to roll to dispel. Yeah, it's gone. No comet this turn. So now it's 5 dice for André and 2 for the opponent. Slan is throwing Burning Gaze from the closest dinosaur, which I can't remember the name of, into the Demigryph Knights. And the demon table, I'm not sure what's going on. It's a lot of planning ahead. One d6, strength 4 into the Demigryphs. Toughness 4. 3 of them. One for save. 3 dice remaining on the Lizardman. And he has no dice, so this is a free roam. Trying to dispel it on a 6, yeah. 1 last die. So now the Fate Weaver is messing up the spells everywhere, and you never know what they do. Now they're into the magic phase. 4 + 4. there was always a lot of shenanigans. But Roland, the player playing the Troglodon, sorry, that's right. Roland playing the demons. He's really organized. He has a good flow chart of everything that's going on. He has the army down to a nick, and he's really good at explaining everything. I wish we could have mic'd him up. We actually could do that since he speaks English, but it's a bit of a stretch to ask for that in the middle of a game. Should be over to turn 2 on table 1. The Empire is trying to decide whether to charge. Sounds like a charge. It's a roll of 11 for the demigryphs into the skinks. And he has re-rolls on the charge distance, but 11 in charge, that's a hard charge. He's doing the charge, the 11 in charge with the demigryph knights. So he has swift stride, and he has to roll on 11, and he has a re-roll. So let's see. And this is the steam points. We're fine. Borlänge is pretty much in the middle of Sweden, not geographically, but straight inwards from Stockholm, I would say. It's about a 10-hour drive for us, so tomorrow night is gonna be really, really long. The demigryphs seems to fail the charge. You see the magic face in turn table 2 is really is really taking the time. It's so much happening in the magic phase for the demons. That would take you 8 hours from Copenhagen. Yeah, it sounds about right. We have a large group coming in from Malmö and surrounding parts, and they said about 7-8 hours, I think. But well worth the drive if you can take a day off from work and so on. So it's just plain fun. So that small unit, what could that be? That was their armies, and he was Andreas Palin. I can't really figure out the list. He seems to have something small, some small unit of 10 right there. That should be the 10 handgunners that moved up in a conga line or a picket line. So we're into the Empire magic phase right now. 6 dice versus 4. What is he casting? Looks like the lizardmen got a taste of their own medicine. It was Comet of Cassandora with a really high roll. So he's spending everything to get rid of it. So he just rolled enough to dispel it with a 19. The Empire has 2 dice left. Looks like we have our first casualties on the Wood Elves table. They're in the shooting phase, 10 inches from the back, as is customary. We rolled a misfire on the second, so the ball got stuck in the mud. That's it for the shooting phase from the demon player, Roland. So, Wood Elves' turn to see what they counter with. What has the Empire player done? The Empire player got off pass protection on his Demigryph Knights. So that's a smart move. Now the Skinks has -1 to hit on the shooting. And you don't want to go in and fight someone with pass protection, most likely. Steam Tank going into the dinosaur. The name is Troglodon. For nothing. The Great Cannon into the Troglodon. Same story. It's a 2. That's a hit. So the cannonball bounces through one skink, but he survives. Or he rolled a 1 to wound on the dinosaur. No way. No way. Oh, that's so typically. Rolling a 1 to wound on a great cannon shot, that's just not nice. Go check on the table 2, see if I can get a better view of them. So I was correct to say the demons started, so this is Wood Elves turn 1 on table 2. Now we have some smygreklam on table 1 with Andrei blocking the entire table with his shirt. Not too shabby looking, but there we go. So I see we have a few new viewers. If there are any, yeah, he's showing up off the important stuff, and he's doing it again. So that's like the downside of the game being drawn towards the camera. It gets blocked a lot, but it is what it is. But we have a few new viewers, and I have the standings available if you want to look at them again. I don't have a partner with me today because he had to work, so I don't have anyone to discuss the standings with. But hopefully tomorrow Jimmy will be here, and he's a really knowledgeable guy who can analyze it way better than me. Yeah, the Lizardman player really wants to avoid the organ gun, or what it's called. What is it called? Hellblaster volley gun. Really want to avoid them to not eat a lot of shots. Moving up the salamanders. What is he gonna do with the skinks? He's gonna hope for the poisonous attacks shots, or what's the plan? Demogryphs are really mean, and they can shoot through the whole skink unit. Prediction: right hand game, demons versus woodies, 17-3. I would say it all comes down to the first turn of shooting. If we see Roland picking off a lot of models, it could be rough. Also, Dimensional Cascade. It's happened like 8 or 10 times over the course of 28 games already. So a lot of wizards have been sucked into the warp here today. A lot. And mostly on turn 1 or 2. So, magic phase for the Lizardmen. 4 dicing the comet. This is a game of controlling the skies, basically. For either army, the comet would be devastating. A roll of 19, so it's off. It got the spell scrolled. So that's 2 turns without a comet for the Lizardman. The spell scroll feels like it really should. Oh, it's so good to have, but it's affecting your comp score by a margin. Like I would say, I think it's 2 points downwards, straight up, just having the spell scroll. Two dice magic missile into the demogryphs. Left hand Empire versus Lizardmen 16 to 4. You think the Empire will take it? I'm not so sure. Actually, it's a way stronger list than it looks. I think the Empire has a comp score of 0 and the Lizardmen are plus. Can they be plus? Where is he? Plus 7. So yeah, the Empire is a on paper stronger army, but I would say that plus 7 for that Lizardman army, that's not bad. It's like those demis are gonna run wild. Yeah, they might do, no. Looks like they're closing in the table around the wood elves. Past the armor save. Miscalculation, he took a wound and so one demogryph is gone, but will that make a difference? So what is your predictions? I'm gonna agree with I think the demons are gonna pick down the wood elves. It looks like it at least, but I think he has some strong fighting phases, but they are short. So if he hasn't got the dice with him, it will be even shorter. But Lizardmen Empire, I don't think it will be 17 or 16 to 4. I would say it's closer to an even game. Like 12-8 perhaps in Empire's favor. Demogryphs going into the skinks. He's gonna do a stand and shoot with the poisonous attacks. So he's gonna do a stand and shoot with the skinks, hitting on 6s, and those are automatic wounds. Three of them. But he has a high armor save. He failed one. But if he gets in with the demogryphs, it looks like he is out of the Steglodon's forward arc. So if he crushes them and overruns, then he's at the back line, and that's a real problem. turn 2 on table 2. Some demon shenanigans. Yeah, it's not looking great right now for the Lizardman in this setup, but he has the distance so he can reform and gang up on the demoglyphs, so it's not... But it's gonna cost him a turn, definitely. And the steam tanks rolling forward. Now that's a problem. I think he can do like a flame template attack or something with the steam. And he moved the cannon. He moved the Hellfire cannon. I'm thinking he's betting on that Andre is gonna, the Lizardman player is gonna have to reform, so he wants the cannon to be able to shoot next turn. Really smart move, I would say. And he's moving up his units. He's doing good. Yeah, the Hellblaster cannon was out of range. Yeah. And now he has, by the Demogryph charge, he has forced him to most likely reform, so he doesn't get the flanks. Magic Face. 3 channels? 2 channels, oh. So you see the Empire player stacking up 7 dice versus 5, and it sounds like the comet is going to rain down. Briona's Time Warp. Briona's Time Warp on the large unit of... It should be Swordsman if I'm reading it right. No, that's the unit of Halberdiers, 27 Halberdiers with Briona's Time Warp. Should he attempt to dispel? No, he doesn't. He saves the dice. So now the Comet of Cassandora will not be able to be cast. Most likely. It's 3 dice versus 4 for the Lizardman player. This took a quick turn for the worse, I would say, but I've seen Andre clinging onto a game for a longer time than is should be possible, so I wouldn't count it out just yet. So it's dispelled. Card is gone. Shooting phase. So let's see, it's only the Great Cannon that can shoot and the Steam Tank. So he has to overshoot just past the Skinks, because he can't hit or potentially hit a unit that is in close combat. So he has to... He redirects the shot instead. And a misfire, so the ball is stuck into the mud. Steam Tank. Checking the toughness. Yeah, I only had 3 dice left, and the Lizardman player had 5. Yeah, yeah, you mean 6 dice a combat? Yeah. I don't know, but Briona's Time Warp, I think it also affects the movement of the pikemen, or the halberdiers. I can check it out. I can go steal the card and you will see me in camera for a short second. Looks like he's guarding it with his life. I'll just take my own cards. Yeah, the movement is doubled. The movement is doubled and the attacks increased by 1. So we really buffed them out. But if they are movement 4 base, they are now movement 8. So he can really put the pressure on the block of Lizardmen. I would say it's really well played of Andreas Palin, the Empire. And table 2 are again at the demon magic phase. You can see all the cards. It's looking like a mashup between Warhammer and a magic battle. It's so much stuff. He switches spells and randomizes them and spreads them out. I'm not even gonna try to explain this because it has to be a doctorate or something. I guess it's gonna be under half size. I'm not sure what you mean. Hitting on 6s. On the nothing left now. It's combat on table 1. And it's also combat on table 2. The flies, the Nurgle fly looking things, just beat up a Great Eagle and he reformed. 9 attacks coming from the demigryphs into the skinks, hitting on 3s. Strength 5, so wounding on 2+. All but 1. 5 of them. So the problem here is, if that was all that fought, now the skinks are stubborn. Because they have 2 full ranks. This could mean that the skinks are standing for 1 more turn. Skirmishers can't be stubborn. Really? Snake eyes on the skinks. And he did it. He actually rolled snake eyes. Can you see it? I have to I have to take control of the camera right now.
You need to zoom it.
I'm gonna zoom it. This is insane. But now he's blocking the camera. He's really blocking it out. Andre, can you move like 50 centimeters? Andre, kan du backa typ en halv meter så jag får säkert. There they are, the dice. The snake eyes that saved skinks versus demigriffs. This just shows how all your plans, even if you do everything right, it's just something like this can happen. Lizardman turn 3. Looks like the Wood Elf has slain some demons. That's some harpies, I think. So he's gonna roll all his attacks. No, they weren't slain, but they're probably gonna get slain. So the Steglodon is gonna do a inevitable charge into the Demogryph Knights. The Harpies are going down on table 2. And the warrior dancers, what they are called. Let me recheck. The war dancers are reforming to face. I have to check. Yeah, to face the plague unit. The plague bearers of Nurgle are in combat with the Wildwood Rangers, I would say. I got corrected on this just not far ago, but it's a bit of a lesser quality on the table 2 regarding the camera. We are working on a solution till next time. Andre is looking kind of happy. But my guess right now is that he has prepared for like the worst case scenario, and when he made the snake eyes, it forced him to rethink everything. Yeah, now they are playing by intent to explain, could my steam tank turn around and full charge ahead into him, or would I clip the demogryphs? So another table with intent players. Yeah, how those halberdiers are gonna get it as I predicted. Yeah, they're so lined up right now. it's gonna rain fire. But that could be the last thing they do, then the steam tank churns them up. with the grinding wheels and so on. We can take a swift look around the venue if you want to. If I can do this thing correct, I would go to full screen, and I should be able to do this. There we have Mons again. We have him on camera. Not entirely sure what he's playing against, but if I'm lucky I might be able to zoom in a bit. No, I can't. That's the maximum to the left I can go. But we have Mons on the left hand side, and he should be playing. I have the pairings, but it takes a while for me to look it up. Mons is playing Carl Brunström, who is playing another Demons of Chaos list. So it's High Elves versus Demons on Mons' table to the left, and then we have Jonas versus Niklas on the table in the middle there, where it's High Elves versus Demons. And I can see the Frostheart Phoenixes with my own eyes, not the cameras, that they are a bit off over on Jonas' side of the table, so it's not looking super good. And then on the right hand side we have Anton. What's the opponent name? Anton's go. Anton, who is facing up against Anders Moberg. Anton Skog. Anton is playing Demons, and Anders is playing Warriors of Chaos. So it's another Demons versus Warriors matchup on the right hand side. You see, with the green shirt. But I can't tell from where I'm sitting how it's going. I could take a sweep around the floor and report back. Looks like a soul grinder. Yeah, I would say it is. But we have the scene here as well. We have the mirror match with the the dark elves over here, and it looks like both of the cauldrons are in the same fight right over here. Let the camera focus a bit. You can see there's one blue and one red cauldron in the middle. That's a real slugfest. It feels like a impact, and then like almost all the stuff are gone. This is just the dice talking right now. And the Tomb Kings are still on a thematic table with a Terrorgeist in the flank. That's not great. It's not the best way to start off your day. But I'm gonna take a swift look around the venue and report back in just a couple of minutes. So I'll see you all very soon. For those of you still watching, Andre behind the shirt, he is flaming the living crap out of the halberdiers. So I'm back. I'm back again just to see how it's going. It looks like he managed to flame some of the halberdiers, but not all. And the demons, I can't really tell right now. But on the mirror match table, I have to take it up on a full screen. On the mirror match table on the right hand side, I can promise you, like, they have identical units in, and each unit has picked a fight with the mirror unit. Like, we have Doomfire Warlocks against each other, we have Cauldron of Blood against each other with supporting units as well. No, he's not finished removing the halberdiers. Yeah, he is. It's going over to turn 4 for the Empire right now. And let's see, we had another one over here. And it's looking like a hard game for Jonas and Niklas with the High Elves versus Demons, where he got some kind of spell off where he summoned demons again and blocked off a ridiculously good charge. So it's a lot of back and forth all over the table. And the green shirt player on the table to the right, who played in the first game, he again lost his champion, or his BSB, to a killing blow. Now we're into the charge phase of the Empire on table 1. Let's see what they are up to. So the pikemen did a charge into a lone model of André. Let's see. Yeah, the halberdiers went into a lone model, which should be something on a mount. Let me just figure it out. Saurus Scar Veteran. Could it be him on a cold one night? Yeah. Yeah, you can sort of see him a little bit. I can zoom in a bit further down the road. So remaining moves, he is pivoting up to face the units. And the steam tank went into the salamanders, even though it doesn't look like it. The measuring tape holding up them from falling down the stairs. But the steam tank is in the side of the salamanders, as predicted. Is this the magic phase we're seeing? 3 channels, yeah, that's correct. So the Wood Elves managed to kill 2 of the flies from Roland. That's a surprise. What are they called? The plague drones or something? Plague drones of Nurgle. 2 of them died to a small unit of Wood Elves in close combat. That's so weird. Yeah, so he crumbled 3, so the last fly has 1 wound left on table 2. Yeah. Large comet on table 1 going down, 6 dice. It's off. It's on a miscast, right? It's off on a miscast, the large comet of Cassandora from the Empire on table 1. Let's see where he places it. This is good. This is good. Yeah, he's placing it on the edge of the ruin, forcing a movement. And that pretty much covers a large chunk of the lizardmen. The miscast, let's see, it's an 8. It is magical feedback. Every model on the same side. Magical feedback. 6. D6 dice from power pool. So every magician on his side takes a strength 6 hit, and he loses D6 wounds from the power pool. Light wizard takes a wound. Save. So he did some damage to himself, but a large comet in this stage of the game is not to be ashamed of. That's just great. Table 2 is going into the Jesus, I can't remember their names. The Plague Bearer battle. And the Plague Bearers should be facing off against Eternal Guard, I think. There's 30 of them. It should be Eternal Guard. Yeah, definitely. And they have 2 Skull Crushers in the side. You can barely see them. They're a bit of a blue tint on their furthest side away, closest to the Elven ruins. So they are boxed in from 2 ways, front and flank. But the amount needed to remove the Plague Bearers is ridiculous. Best case scenario, they crumble another couple of units, but they still stand. So he really needs to get off that flank charge in his turn. It's a shame the fly on the top right side didn't crumble as well, because then he had another flank charge, and the Wood Elves would have been in a great position then. Blood Crusher, yeah, the Skull Crushers are the name they have for Warriors of Chaos. Yeah, it's a Blood Crusher, sorry. I'm so glad you were with me today, helping me out. I only have 2 screens, but I have to have some of the... I can't have the lists up at all times, because I have to control and look at the chat and so on. But thanks for helping me out, keeping an eye open. And I really hope you reconsider driving for 8 hours one day. But Copenhagen is it's a large city. It's a lovely city. I really enjoy going there. This past summer I went to Reffen. It might be a touristy thing to do, but I just thought it was lovely. Like taking a beer in a park and then going to there to eat for like 4 hours straight. It's just great. But Copenhagen should have a large scene. Like if you look at per capita, there should be players. The skinks are gone. So the demogryphs can reform. Which way are they gonna face? He knows that the lizardman has to move closer because of the comet. They have to move out of the way. Ninth Age or Age of Sigmar. Yeah, that's basically the story of every gaming community. But I know the feeling. I have 2 kids at home as well. It's not like you're overwhelmed with free time, so you take what you can get. And learning a new system to play, it's not in the stars right now. So the old world was a bit of a stretch for me, but manageable. So the Wood Elves player turn 3, I would say. Turn 2. But he did a charge with the War Dancers into... Oh, something fell on table. Into the Plague Bearers. Six up armor save. The Plague Drone is gone. He is gone. That was important. Now they're going into the War Dancer Plague Drone Blood Crusher combat on table 2. Table 1 has reformed and it's Lizardman player's turn, I think. I think the left-hand game is gonna be decided next Empire turn if he makes the Demogryph charge into the Saurus Guard. Yeah. Yeah, he could. It depends on what happens with. They're playing out the combat now with the Halberdiers and the lone model that is a Saurus Scar veteran. But now it seems like they issued a challenge and he can't refuse, which denies the supporting attacks. So this could be good for the Lizardman player. Toughness 4, strength 5, 2 wounds. Took a wound. 3x3 wide is it doesn't get mount support attacks in melee. Do you mean the Demogryph Knights? I could check it out, but I'm guessing they've calculated it already. I know Andre has played a few games of Empire, but I don't think he has an army right now. But Mons is playing Empire quite a lot, so we have faced off against them. 3+ armor save that he fails. Table 1. See if he's standing, he wins combat. Not sure how much. Should be 1 rank and a charge and a musician, right? Banner might be a beast, but he might win by 4. Even though the combat was a stalemate. He revealed a magic item that is Crown of Command. He is stubborn, so he rolled on his own leadership, which is 8, so he passed the leadership test and stands, and now the Halberdiers is reforming. And on table 2 quite a few plague bearers died. Could this be the plague bearers hitting back? I lost 2 models. 2 more. Now the blood crushers are gonna strike. Lizardmen. On table 1 now it's Steam Tank versus Salamanders. I wonder how that goes. I mean, I would say the Steam Tank has to roll really bad to not win. Seven impact hits. And that's 3 Salamanders and 9 handlers, I think. And the hits from the impact hits are distributed as from shooting, so he should randomize them between the Salamanders and the handlers. Fives and 6s are to handlers. The rest is into Salamanders. So they are toughness 4. This roll should be on 3+. 3 wounds, yeah. 1 gone. And 3 handlers. Yeah, I wouldn't, this is just like the impact hits. But it matters because of the toughness more than anything. Yeah, and now they can hit back because the Steam Tank is initiative 3. This is the nice part with playing like a few hundred games, like to learn to know these nuances, because they can make a huge difference. Probably winning on 6+ here. Nothing. One skink doesn't hit. So he's already down by 6, 7. Yeah, and I mean, what's the leadership of a salamander hunting pack? Leadership 5, so it's already Snake Eyes. But he's done it before, so I wouldn't bet my life on it, but there is a 3% chance of this happening. He fails. Combat done. He has Slan's leadership, but he is minus 7, 6. Snake Eyes. Yeah. You called it. You call it, man. Double ones. We're rooting for you. You can do it. Reroll. That's a high roll. Now let's see. Let's see the roll. He changes dice. That's a smart move. That's a smart move. Oh, no way! No, no way. No way you did it again. That's just sick. Well, he tried a combat reform and he failed, and a reroll. No. Well, Snake Eyes again. You've seen it here, and it's on camera. This is just weird. This is just weird. I'm sorry, but how the hell? Salamanders versus steam tanks. I can't take this anymore. Yeah, and now the trap has sort of sprung. That he killed the salamanders allowed the Saurus warriors to fit into the fight with the halberdiers. So this is an obvious charge. That got hurt. Yeah, definitely. Like twice in a game, that's not fair. That's not fair. I mean, I know André and I'm sort of rooting for him, but come on. I'm gonna pop out of the chair and just take a glance at the demon table, table 2. So it's Roland, demon player's turn on table 2. He's going into the charge phase, declaring charges. The skull cannon and the plague drones into the war dancers. And one unit over there, which I can't tell what it is. That's some harpies or something in the forest. Not quite sure. Chaos Furies, probably. So it's charge phase on table 1 as well, so I might get a bit confused. But I'm gonna pop out and see what's going on there as well. Yeah, the to clarify, the Saurus warriors, the blue block on the Temple Hill, they are in combat with the halberdiers, but they can't be placed there without flipping everyone off. And the Bastiladon, or the orange dinosaur, I'm sorry about the name calling. Yeah, the Bastiladon, I was right from the first time. Why did you doubt me? He declared a charge into the small unit of pistoliers, which fled through the sword guys that are called swordsmen, which failed their leadership test and fled away from the closest enemy unit into the hill by the Great Cannon. So it took a swift turn for not anything being as planned. But the Bastiladon redirected into the other unit on the other side, which should be I don't know what unit that is. That should be the 20 halberdiers on the furthest side by the tower. So, and the and the demon table, what happened over there? The skull cannon went into the war dancers, the plague drones went into the war dancers, and something is in the front. Yeah, in the front is the Furies that charge from the forest, and the Blood Crushers backed off a bit. The Fate Weaver moves around to get space somewhere. I don't know the plan really, but Roland seemed a bit anxious to declare the charges, but he passed them all with flying colors. Oh, the comet came down. The comet came down. On table 1. Two D6 hits. 8 hits on the Temple Guard. Should be strength 4, I think, since it came down. Strength 6. It's strength 6. So wounding on 2+. Five wounds on the Temple Guard.
Är det till dig vi ska lämna in?
Är redan klar?
Kör ju dvärgar, det går ju skitsnabbt.
We have our first game in. Let's see. It's a 10-10. Why? Why? What did you face off against?
Warriors of Chaos.
Warriors of Chaos, let's see.
Men det var ju min
Stefan.
värsta mardröm det här.
Let's see. Where are you? Lars Hildensjö, there you are. Stefan Lundin. So we have Warriors of Chaos versus Dwarves, and it became a draw on 10-10. Lars pulled in 563 points. Stefan got 470. That's a really tight draw.
Det hade inte blivit det om inte jag hade tagit objektivet. Mittenobjektivet, han hade inte ett enda.
Så du vann på grund av det?
Ja,
Okay,
alla
so
vann och vann.
the dwarf player,
Oavgjort, tack.
yeah, he could have lost, but he won by objectives. That's nice played for a dwarf army to play the objectives.
Ja,
Like movement is not a strong side. Yeah. First done. And you are more than an hour early.
Ja,
So that's like 3 beers extra tonight.
or a whiskey.
Or a whiskey, yeah. So we have our first game in from the dwarves. And Lars played 20-0 first game, 7-13 his second game, and now a 10-10. So he's smack boom in the middle. I got a bit distracted. I'm just gonna figure out what's going on each table. I'm terribly sorry about that. I think the comet hit his own unit. Drop the dice, doesn't count. 9 dead halberdiers from his own comet. I mean, Fantasy Gaming Studio, I don't have your name, but you predicted another outcome, but this is the now we got the textbook example of things that can quickly turn a game around, like the comet killing your own people, and like double snake eyes. It's just, yeah, and the salamanders died to the comet, so the steam tank is free but has pretty much wasted 1 turn. Yeah, so 7 on the Sauros warriors, I would say. Yeah, that's what's cool about that. Yeah, exactly. You're always like pretty much 2 dice rolls away from turning the tides completely. And cold, what's like the veteran on cold one was lost to the comet as well. Still not looking great for the lizardmen, I would say, but it was a quick turn around.
Har du tid med en regelfråga?
Jo, absolut. Be right back. They should replace halberdiers with haberdashers. Yeah. I'll be right back. Just gonna help out. So I'm back. We had to resolve a question regarding the Cauldron of Bloods on the mirror table. If they're directing their hits against the wizard mounted on the chariot. But the rules, in my opinion, state that the hits are directed and they hit against the chariot's toughness always, since it's a split profile. Did you go over there and slap some people around? No, I did not. I was very friendly. Very, very friendly, but unknowledgeable. So I had to ask two people further for help. So I was just a brick in the game. But now I'm losing track of what's going on the tables. There's a real cluster on table 2. And I see Miss Junk's Bits has joined the stream, and for clarification, the Sauros warriors on top of the hill are in combat with the pikemen or the halberdiers, but can't be placed because of terrain difficulties. But now we have the Steglodon into the rear of the Demigryph Knights. The Demigryphs win by 1 because of the musician. And the Steglodon passes the leadership test with cold-blooded, not unexpected. So terror test on the... So it should be the combat by the orange Bastillodon right now, and they passed the terror test. What are they called? The halberdiers or the... Yeah, it's another unit of halberdiers over there by the Bastillodon. So on the venue, we can see that the games are still going on. We only have one finished game in the 3rd round. Mon's High Elves is fighting against the demons, and Yunan's Demons is fighting against the High Elves. And then we have the Warriors versus Demons on the right hand side again. And in the foreground we have Tomb Kings versus Vampire Counts in the striped shirt. You can see it's on a thematic desert table, and then we have a jungle table with a mirror matchup of Dark Elves. A real mirror matchup, like identical units. And on the furthest side we have the lonesome Skaven player with dual Hell Pit Abominations. Not sure what's going on over there, but I might take a peek later on. So, while I did that, the Bastillodon lost combat and fled, and the halberdiers are chasing but didn't catch up. The warriors are initiative 2, so the halberdiers are striking first. The warrior priest managed a hit. Another warrior dead. Now they have their cold-blooded. No, what's it called? Like the ferocious warriors, something. Where they make an extra supporting attack. The lizardman has predatory fighter. That's right, predatory fighter. So it should be a lot of attacks going into the halberdiers over there. And so far they managed to kill 2. Yeah, Primal Fury, yeah, that's Beastman. That one I would have figured out. And he managed 1 save. So 3 down. He still has 3 ranks on his opponent, or 2, and a charge. So right now it's a stalemate, I would say. But the lizardmen haven't fought yet. A lot of women players in Sweden, I would say like 1 in 10, best case scenario. No, we don't have a lot of women players in Sweden. This could actually be the first time there's been a woman playing in a tournament in Falun that I have attended. Which is a shame. Yeah, obviously it's a super nice hobby. You're spending hours watching it with me, and I've laid a good part of my life playing and recording videos. It's so fun, it's so relaxing. Now let's zoom out a bit and see what the Sauros warriors can bring to the table. So it's only parry saves. No. 3 dead. Which means he breaks the 2nd rank. Now he has 3 ranks above and a charge, so +4. And that's not even all the fights, all the punches dropping in. Yeah, bye halberdiers, that's accurate. But he could do a snaky revenge thing by doing snake eyes, I guess. That would only be fair. You know, if Andreas rolls snake eyes now, I'm gonna pee myself. It's straight up true. It will be like the best thing ever. So the combat resolution on table 1, he loses by, I would say he loses by 5. Can we zoom in and count? Is that 5 dice? Yeah. So best case scenario 3+. If he has, yeah, 4+ with a reroll. And he's rolling 3 dice because of a magical item, I guess. Andreas Palin. So he stayed. He passed it. Yeah, the warrior priest had a crown of command, so he was stubborn. Yeah, so he rolled on high leadership. But I guess that's fair in this game. They continue to flee. The swordmen. Swordsman. Oh, that's an expensive unit. Was that really swordsman? Wait. No, I'm terribly sorry. The swordsmen are the unit in fight with the Saurus warriors. That was a unit of halberdiers, 20 of them fleeing off the table. So not terrible, that's 120 points. But the halberdiers in combat with the Saurus warriors, that's an expensive unit. The swordsman, the wizard, the warrior priest, the BSB, like that's an easy 600-700 points on the line. He only has one choice, and that's to stomp in the steam tank. That would be my go-to. Yeah, steam tank going into the Saurus warriors. 3 steam points. Pivoting it up. He's in. Steam tank is in. Now his best bet, I would say, is to direct all the attacks into the halberdier unit or swordman unit, just to gain the points from everything. Even though he might break, he still gets a lot of points. Now I'm gonna switch to dual screen setup, and you are gonna have to be alone for a little bit while I tour the venue. So I'll be right back. So, I am back again to report we have our second game finished up, and that should be ogres versus vampire counts, I think. Yeah, that's right. And they should be over here. I'm just gonna type in and report the points, and then I'll get straight back to updating you on the status. So the ogres won over vampire counts by 17-3. So 2 games reported and not a single 20-0. Sorry. And now it looks like the wood elves have caved in. They have very few things left on the table, very badly positioned, so the demons looking like they can pick up table 2. And the Saurus warriors not going great either. A lot of warriors dead right now. On the other side, we have the Vampire Counts and Tomb Kings slugging it out. Not a lot of happened on that table, and the mirror match has been a long drawn. Nothing has happened basically. Looks like he is rolling leadership test with a reroll, and that face looks like a pass, I would say. And on the table furthest away, the Skaven looks like they have the upper hand on the Wood Elf army, but I can't swear by it. And on these tables, we have ones on the far left not looking super good against the demons or warriors army, I would say. Jonas and Niklas, the high elves versus demons. It's a bit of an upper hand on the Jonas side. And the right hand table I didn't really check. I'm sorry about that. So it's going to be 17-3 to demons versus Woodies as predicted. Might be more. I would say it wouldn't be less to the demons as it's looking right now. But now Roland is standing blocking, but you can see shortly when he takes a step back that there's not a lot of Wood Elf left. So now the Saurus warriors are fighting back against the swordmen. Two hits into the priest. Ward save, no. That might be the priest. Some attacks into the steam tank, 1, 6, nothing. Don't know what's going on. That's the combat. It's Snake Eyes again. Let's just take it up on the full screen. Can we do Snake Eyes with reroll and cold-blooded a third time? I'm not even gonna zoom in. This is just, I can't watch this. I'm sorry. No on the first. Yeah, he switched dice. Yeah, that's right. The blue dice. No. The Saurus warriors are gonna flee. They're gonna break and flee. Swordman hunts, pursues, but the steam tank stays. And they aren't caught. Or are they? Did they get caught? Yeah, they got caught. Sorry. By 1 inch. Yeah. So now we can see table 2. The wood elves not looking great, basically. I still believe Empire is gonna take this game. Let's see if it's gonna. Yeah. It's looking like a real good prediction now. I would have thought that he could cut them down, but since he didn't, he loses out on like 600 points or something. I can see what it is. The swordsmen are 430. The warrior priest are 119. So already there's 650 points. And I would say that the BSB is there as well. That should be the captain of the Empire, most likely. Yeah, Racer Standard BSB, so that's another 138. That's 790, 80 points. That's almost 800 points he could have cut down. That would swing it a lot. But it's still not impossible. He still has the Teto Echo unit that can chaff him up. The what are they called? Demigryph Knights cut down the Steglodon. Dinosaur stuff. Troglodon. Temple Guard has to charge the Demigryph Knights. That's the only thing he can do. 11 inch, and he has 4-inch movement, so 7 needs to be rolled on the dice. 7 on the dice. No, that's a failed charge. And now it's going equally quick downhill for Lizardmen. So in 10 minutes it should be the breaking point where no new turns are started. If he doesn't buff the Temple Guard with magic this round, he's gonna get a steam tank in the flank and Demis in the front next turn. Yeah. That's just it. They're discussing the magic. They can Wind Blast port away the Demigryphs. Three dice, Ice Shard Blizzard, -1 to hit on the Demigryphs. Yeah, that's the discussion. The Temple Guard is 437. points, so that could very well be the difference. And you have Slan in that. No, you don't have. Yeah, you have Slan. So the Temple Guards is 437 plus Slan 440. That's 900 points straight up. So that's definitely 20-0 if he kills that unit and he breaks it. It is dispelled. Speed of light going up on the casting table. No. Speed of light on the Temple Guard, I would presume. So Ice Shard Blizzard is gone. It's off. No dices. So he has Speed of Light, which gives him initiative 10, if I'm not mistaken. Harmonic Convergence going off. So he has buffed them to have reroll all hit to wound, to hit and to wound, and armor saves of 1. And then they have, what was it called? Speed of Light. I can't find it. Yeah. Initiative 10 and reroll all to hit, to wound, and armor save rolls of 1. It's a strong unit, but the impact hits from the steam tank can destroy it. Yeah. That's the safe bet. Because in the flank they can't destroy the steam tank. That's just not possible. The Temple Guard have halberds, so they strike with strength 5 versus a steam tank. It should be toughness 7 or something. So it's still wounding on 6s. And a ridiculous armor save on that. So now we have a game. You lost?
I lost
Toughness
900
6.
points in the last thing that happened in the last turn.
Silver hands.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Now let's see. Jonas, 1805. Niklas, 1216. 8 and 12. There we go.
Yep.
Correct. Thank you. So we have the third game reported, and it was the. Let's see if I can show it to you. About here, where you see 3 black shirts. Jonas just won over the High Elves by 12-8. So Jonas is so far undefeated. He has played 20-0. He has played 11-9 and now 12-8. So he has 3 wins so far, undefeated day 1. That's not bad at all, even though it's even games. And now he faced off against the nastiest, on paper the nastiest army list in the tournament. So the Empire actually charged with the steam tanks and the demogryphs. Yeah, he risked. Yeah, let's see how this goes. I would say, yeah, it's 50-50, like Saurus Warriors with strength 5 and initiative 10, I think, but the impact hits happen first. So this is the remaining moves. He has a small unit of pistoliers, like 4 of them.
Det är inget kul. Det är tråkigt med någon steamroller.
Is to make a lot of armor saves on the demis now. Yeah. I can't see what their armor save is. I think it's 3+, because they have barding and heavy armor and shields. So I would say it's a 5 goes to a 4 goes to a 3+. But then they have strength 5, so -2. So it's a 5+ armor saves, but there's a lot of attacks going in with predatory fighter and so on. But first it's the magic phase. Empire player has 10 dice. Lizardman has 6. One up with lances. Briona's time warp on the demigryphs. What did that one do? It heightens everything, right? Yeah, always strike first and extra attack. Yeah, always strike first. That's a good play. That like counter the initiative 10 from speed of light. This is a rough one. Starting off Briona's time warp. Pause protection going off on 4 dice versus 5. This is the dispel roll. It's gone. But they have Briona's time warp, so they have always strike first and 1 extra attack. This is a lot of... Yeah, we have... We rolled something nasty on the cannon, but I can't tell what it is. So impact hits. Oof. That's 5, 8, 9, 10. 10 impact hits. Strength 6, toughness 4, wounding on 2+. Should be all but 1. All but 2. So 8 impact hits with no saves allowed. Oof. We have our fourth game. Huh?
Han vann igen.
Jag vet inte vad som hände.
Jesus. Now let's see. 23.55.
Ni kom på objektivet där i slutet.
Ja.
7.96. Och det var 3.17 till Christer. Looking really good.
Vad sa du?
It's looking really good.
Ja, jag är mycket orolig. Jag känner varje match liksom, och varje troll som kommer...
Something's wrong. Någonting är fel.
Ja.
Någonting är fel. Ja men snyggt, grattis.
Inte gå så här bra.
Nej.
Jag har fått 2 vinster och är nöjd på hela turneringen.
Ja.
Ja, 3.
We have our second player with 3 consecutive wins, and it's Christer Ersson Fricker with the Ogre Kingdoms. He managed to put the High Elves in their place. So the first and second place, let's see if I still have it, but the the leader and the second place runner-up had a matchup, and the leader with the Ogre Kingdoms actually won by 17-3. So the leaderboards are somewhat unchanged, but the Ogre Kingdoms are looking like they're having a blast. I really should be painting those 200 zombies on my table instead of sitting here watching these games, but I want to see how close my predictions were. We all do, but I would guess that you're furthest off on the Wood Elves table. I really want them to report. It looks like they were finished, but I can't really tell. There might be something hiding in the forest that I can't see. And Roland has pivoted his whole lot of his armies. And that was the breaking point. It's 7:30 and no more new rounds is going on. So this is the final thing to happen on all the tables. Hello from Germany. How are the matches going? Ogres won. Yeah, nice, my army. Christo has performed way above average, but he's a super cool player, and it's always a blast to play against him. So I'm not surprised. Like, he brings the sweetness and the funness into the game, definitely. And there are 3 ogre players. Let's see if I can have them on the screen. I might be able to. We have only 2? It should be 3, right? Yeah. We have Jönsson, Christer Ersson Fricko and Daniel Stjernlöf. And they are all over the leaderboard. I mean, at the end of with 2 games played, one was in place 1, one was in 17, and one was in place 25. So they are the most spread out army by far. So the large fight on this so can they put down the hurt? It looks like the unit is gonna break, and it's gonna be a 20-0 for the Empire, basically. No dwarves. There are 2 dwarf players, I think. I would like to say 2. I can't be sure. If we go into the players and we remove this filter, we can still see the game, sort of. And we can see there's two players, Jimmy Alekans and Lars Hildensjö. And Lars, he's playing an old school dwarf army, all the way metal. I think there's 3 plastic models in the whole setup. It's so cool. But I think we might be able to get them on stream tomorrow. Another game played. Brände Falk Jimmy. Let's see. Hade han högt upp? Det var han, men det var han som inte skrev sitt riktiga namn. Mikael, var det? Ja. Det här är Mikaels. Han fick 160. Jag har bort 865. Och det blev 14, korrekt?
Ja.
Korrekt. Ingen 20-0 än så länge, men det ser brunt ut på det bordet.
För André.
Japp. He did it. He did the 3rd Snake Eyes. He did it. That's like the temple guard with Slan. So it's 900 points. And he did a third Snake Eyes in the game. I know it's cold-blooded, but that's still sick. The newer Croxigor models are huge compared. Yeah, they are. We have one player here, Eric, who has done the terrain. He's playing a really cool jungle-themed, like above jungle-themed Lizardman army. I think we have some pictures of it. So they're gonna do the last turn, the Lizardman last turn. Sorry. Hat-trick, yeah. Who is it? Jimmy? 865.
Det känns som att någonting är fel.
Varför det?
Vad har vi med då? Eller bara följa radarn? Ja, precis. Vad är det du räknar på då?
Mikael Nyberg har 29.
35.
Ja, nu ja. Men han borde ju inte ligga på 5:e plats med 29 poäng.
Nej, jag tror 50.
Ja, men det här är inte...
Där är den inte sorterad.
Den här sorterar
är ju
efterhand.
sorterad.
Jo,
Nu
här är
den
den
ju
sorterad.
fortfarande
Skit i
sorterad.
den
Ja,
totalt.
här är den ju fortfarande sorterad.
Ja.
Jag låg 3 med 33 poäng. Jonas låg på...
Men 29 poäng, det är väl helt okej. Mm.
För... Ja, okej då. Ja, det stämmer ju. Du låg ju bra innan den här matchen. Så jag vet inte varför du säger att du inte låg bra.
Men visst stämmer, för jag kunde säga den lappen.
Ja, men det stämmer.
Ja.
Ja.
20.
Jo, det stämmer ju.
Ja.
Men det är bara Micke som inte har någon självkänsla.
It's funny because it's true.
Why you have to be mad?
Du låg ju på 5:e plats inför den här. Men jag måste ligga i mitten. Jag är fan inte så bra.
So we had our 5th game reported, and that was Dark Elves versus Dwarfs. Yeah, and the Dwarfs won, not surprisingly, by 14-6. And now we're in the last combat of the Empire. Let's see. The Wood Elf players are calculating their points, so this is the last thing to happen. Do they break? If they break, it's just straight up 20-0. And I would say my dear friend from Denmark were more than correct. I got an old giant, he's not much bigger than my ogre hunter. Yeah. It looks weak. I hate Britonia dwarves and Empire are similar, but Empire has more diversity of weapons. Yeah, they do. They have more diversity in the ability to make different lists. They're closer to high elves. 2 wounds going into the Demigryph. 4+ save. Saves 1. Hitting on 3s. Predatory fighter gains an additional attack. So 5s. 2 wounds into the steam tank. Saves 1, right? No. So the Empire wins combat. And he fails. Reroll with BSB. This is for the breaking point. Yeah, he passes on 3. So that's game. That's game. And we see the handshake. That's pretty much it. Exciting to see what the outcome is, because he just saved 900 points. But they have the objective points as well. Bigger base size. The models are getting bigger, and most importantly, they are getting dynamic. Like, you can't rank up black orcs, that's just a punishment to yourself. So now they're calculating points on table 1. Let's see table 2. Roland? Have you calculated points? Yeah. So let's see. It's a demon win, and it's a decisive win at that. I had a betting a guy from Denmark, so he predicted. Let's see. It was a while back, like at the start of the games. Prediction game: Demons versus Woodies. This was like 3 hours ago. 17-3.
Wow.
And the result is exactly 17-3. So that's a good one. And we're still waiting on. He predicted 16-4, I think. Left hand Empire versus Lizard 16-4. And it's looking dangerously close. And this was like turn one, almost deployment.
Then he's like the grandmaster of Warhammer.
Yeah, I would say.
That's
I'm trying to convince him to come here.
Yeah,
But it's he's from Copenhagen, so it's an 8-hour drive, but still.
There's the overnight train to
Yeah.
Stockholm. I can meet them there and we can take together the train to Dalaslaget.
Yeah.
Tell it.
Yeah. You can take the overnight train to Stockholm, and Roland will meet you, and you'll travel together to Dalaslaget. So that's a planning. Now you have to come, since you guessed right. I have to type it in. Now let's see. He's wearing Miscast gear. Is that Mans? No, it's not Mons. It's André on the left side table. Yeah, there's both. There's both a bridge and a ferry. Now I have to report points on. On the. Let's see. Where do we have Roland? Where are you, my dearest friend? Roland Ebot managed to get 1990 points, and Joachim 656, and it's a 17-3 for the Demons on the left hand side table. Roland? Now we have the reporting. So what is it? Ooh. You were so close, my Danish friend. You were so close. Yeah, André is playing Lizardman today. Who's gonna paint my zombies then? Yeah. It's usually 6 months between the tournaments, so I would say you have about 5.5 months to prepare. Let's see. Now we have the scoring from Lizardman versus Empire, and you were very, very close, but the final score is 14-6 for the Empire, not 16-4. So as close as it gets, basically. Very good guesses. Let's see, we have André on. $13.42 and $3.90. It's 6-14. So that's great. Now it's more even scores. I haven't had a single 20-0 yet, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games reported out of 14. So we're halfway there, and there's 15 minutes left. But a great tip is to find the Dalaslaget event on Facebook and just connect with people. No one here is ashamed to connect and travel together, so you're more than welcome. It will be really funny to meet you in person. The only downside is that we lose our most perpetuous viewer. Jonas is not playing Bretonians, he is playing Demons today. And he went undefeated day 1, 3 wins in a row. Mons hasn't reported yet, but the table is empty. Let's see if we can get a view of his face. Yeah, you see on the left hand side the table is empty. He looks not super happy, but not salty. And here we have Jonas back. Bara bra. Bara bra. Det här är så kul. Nej. Your face is there. No, you can see I can switch the camera. I can hunt you with the camera. That's super fun. Whoop. There you are. Almost. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Jesus. I don't know where to look. Let's do it to myself. There we are. So we have 7 reported games. 7 left. I would like to see Mons come and report, but he hasn't done it yet. Jonas is playing Demons. We have 1 more game. Nice. Dos, säger Anton, det var här. Oj, mycket poäng.
Har du vunnit? Va?
Demons versus Warriors was a 17-3 win. So still no 20-0. Vad ska vi säga? Your card, and this is Andres card. Mons sort of finished painting, but not everything. He borrowed, I think, 5 models from me. It was 5 sword masters, but he's done a fantastic job. Like, it's on another level. I have to return this card. But Mons is a bit sad. I don't know, you weren't here for turn 2, but he played 0-20 against the weakest army on the tournament. So he just had a massive stroke of bad luck, like failed all the leadership tests and panic tests and everything. Yeah, he has some painting skills, definitely. Demons strongest faction in tournament. Yeah, it's looking sort of good. Let's see if we can get the... Where did I have the standings? This is the standing by turn of the 2 games played. So we have demons all over the board, but they are strong. Yeah, I would say Mons will turn around, but he has, as everyone knows, he's a salty player, but it's not in the long term. Yeah, both High Elves players on placement 2 and 3 lost their games turn 3. So by the time we start streaming tomorrow by after lunch, then it's gonna look totally different. No one is playing Beastmen or Chaos Dwarfs or what are they called? Orcs and Goblins, and no Dogs of War. So this is the most non-diversive tournament I've been to in Falun so far. Let's see if we can have this one. It's on me. That's not right. See if we can go to the scene. It looks like the Dark Elves game looks finished, and the Skaven players looks finished, and the Tomb King's Vampire counts are calculating. It's 10 minutes left. Yeah, no orcs. I don't know. I'm a bit sad to see, like, no animosity tests in a whole tournament. 14 tables, 5 games. There should be some animosity. Yeah, yeah. they are, but they're still fun to play, and that's the main part. Now we have Mons here joining us.
I'm here.
You are here. Let's
Hello.
see.
I'm here.
Do you wanna hit yourself down? You can have a chair.
I can have a chair. So the games are still going. I just finished mine. You come in here.
To the side.
Yeah.
Fit here?
I had a interesting game. First game I played the 13-7, and the game after that I played 0-20, and now I played 20-0.
You did?
Yeah, so I'm getting up there again.
I was sneak viewing you on the camera, and like it looks like he's sad. It looks sort of sad, like you stood like this. I don't know what happened. I don't know.
Yeah, no fanatics hitting themselves, Miss Young Pits. Hey Mons, tough break about game 2. Yeah, it was definitely tough.
Oh, we have.
We can register this in a while, but we can borrow it.
We can. I can take it
Someone
right now.
want to
Let's see.
register
Christopher Martin. This was a
score.
Skaven versus.
But what happened in the second game is that he shot one of my units to pieces, which triggered a panic test, which made 2 of my units run, and they ran through 2 other of my units. They had to take panic tests, and they started running. And this happened even though I'm leadership 9 with a reroll from the BSB. So basically everything ran off the table, and I was tabled by turn 3. It was a really rough one. I killed 195 points, and he got 3,250 victory points because of the scenario special rules with 500.
But you haven't reported it.
Really rough.
It's a blank space.
I'm gonna
over here.
get them and report it.
Yeah.
But thank you for
The consideration.
the consideration.
Now
And
you're
I-
back to even Steven.
Yeah, and you're doing a good job as
I don't know
the
yet.
host.
So, waiting for the cards from that game, but 20-0, that's not bad. That's respectable. The orcs are fun but random, absolutely. And here we have another player.
Yeah.
You're done?
I'm done. I'm done.
Is this your card?
Yeah, well,
Let's see. This is good. This is good. Where are you? Robert Jönsson, right? Yeah.
that's right.
And that's 2369. Magic number 20-0. This is the first 20-0 I've seen so far.
This round?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we have one more.
Okay.
Henrik. With some
I'm
correct
only
name.
doing 20-0. The first one against me, but still only 20-0.
Still counts.
Unfortunately.
It's easily read.
Yeah.
And there we have the second 20-0 game to be reported.
My 20-0 game to be recorded.
Hello, he's so happy, so happy. Lucky us. Now we can sauna tonight. 679, that's 20-0. So we have 3 games unreported so far. And I can't. Jonas is like the genius of the group when it comes to the Excel formats. So he's done. Here he is. Here we have the genius. Is this updated in lifetime? It's not, right?
As soon as you do any changes here, they appear over
Yeah,
there.
but do they calculate this? Yeah, it does.
Yeah, as soon as like this updates, but it is not final. So
No, because the
for
points here doesn't
yeah,
change.
exactly.
That's 41. And
Yeah, but that should be
36.
Niklas. Should be over here. He should have.
yeah, but you see the gaming points. It's N4. It should be.
Okay. Yeah, let me work that one out.
You see?
That one should be.
Här kan du knubbla ihop.
Det fixar. Let's see.
Hit yourself down. by all means.
Yeah, sure.
You can.
Work the Excel.
Yeah. We have a few minutes left, but I would like to summarize day one and put it on the screen for a bit. Jonas is fixing this up by some magical
1,
jumbo
2, 3, 4,
bombo.
16, and then we do 0, and then we do 0. Yes. No, wait.
This is amazing to watch. I'm just gonna let you know,
It's just
so many crunching numbers.
Christer has 54. Escape. Magnus has 46, and Niklas has 31. Now it should be correct. And this one, yeah. Now this one should be correct.
This is the unmodified by. What is it from? Is it total VP or gaming points?
Do you want only gaming points?
Yeah, if it's possible.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because you don't want the comp score to affect.
No. Not yet. I really have no idea what you're doing right now.
I'm
To be
just
totally honest. That's
no. That can't be right.
no, yes, 57, right? 51.
Yeah. No. It should be like this. Minus.
We'll be right back.
No. Should
Now we have
and
updated scoring
fix
list. And Jonas is putting in the last two.
1923.
So Vampire counts 1 over
No, wait.
Tomb Kings.
David. Is this? No, no, this can't be right. Here it is. Right.
Yeah.
Vampire counts
15, 875.
875.
It's a 15-5 Vampire counts versus Tomb Kings.
And we had Mons over here, Andreas Landin,
And
has
take those
finished.
cards.
Yes. I can take this one.
Yeah, and this one is reported already.
So this one should go in.
David. He's gonna get his card back. So the last game unreported is Lizardman Mirror match, actually.
Lizardman Mirror Man. So pretty
Yeah, Eric versus David.
cool. Okay.
The
Monster
guy from
Party.
England and the Terrain Man. But this one was also a mirror match. So like
Yeah,
two
Dark
last
Elves
reported
versus
games
Dark
are mirror
Elves.
games.
Yeah.
Dark Elves, and that was a real slugfest. I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
They have identical armies, and they paired them up. Like Doomfire Warlocks went into Doomfire Warlocks, Cauldrons into Cauldrons, supporting units into supporting units. It was just a cluster. Like one fight took an hour. That was insane. I don't think they played 5 turns. I'm pretty sure, but in the end, Andreas, the blue Dark Elves player, took it home by 16.
Really cool army, by the way.
Yeah,
like the
it
dark
is.
theme, everything was so meticulously detailed. Super
It
cool.
is super nice. So the last, would you like to check on Eric and
I can check.
David? And I'll return the cards to respective player. David, there you go. Nope, that one. I just had to check it out. The Dark Elves players played 3 turns, so it was a slug. Here you can see them there on the right hand side, but we are still looking for the Lizardman matchup to get the standings correct. Scoring sheet from the last. So the last game is in. And the mirror match Lizardman was actually a 20-0 in favor of Erik, with a lot of points. So we have the final standings after day 1, and I'm gonna copy paste them over here. Now I have screwed this up. Pasting them into it right now, so you will have the result in like 1 minute. So let's see if we can add it to this one. So here we have the the placements after day 1, and in the lead we have Crystal with the Ogre Kingdoms, tightly followed by 2 High Elves players. Ironically, on second place is the highest comp, like the weakest on paper army, and then we have High Elves, the hardest comped army of the tournament, and but they aren't arranged. I'm sorry. It's a totally different. This is wrong. Sorry.
Jag vill se standings.
Du vill säga standings. Så här ser det ut.
Om du sorterar största till minsta.
På Total VP?
Ja. Största till minsta. Och sen gaming, största till minsta.
Där?
Ja.
Där har vi det.
Jag lägger inte upp den här på streamen.
Nej. Okej.
Vi vill inte visa folk standings idag.
Nej.
Ah, no.
So, sorry about that. I couldn't show the standings, but they were incorrect, the things that I showed you. It is a completely different standing right now, but it's a larger spread amongst the armies right now. But I'm gonna. Right now the mustache shines pure Slayer orange. Yeah.
Was it then?
Yeah, it's super cool.
The first round it was like
But I see the players trickling off, going out for evening dinner. So I'm gonna end the stream right now and say thank you all for watching. And we'll see you again tomorrow by, I would say it should be after lunch. Yeah. But we'll put up the stream as soon as we can tomorrow morning when we have the schedule and going back to the venue. So thanks for watching and take care. See you tomorrow. Bye.